So 1.19.2 is finally out, and Mojang has finally heard our cries for them to remove annoying things like glow squid and phantoms, and they decided to remove freedom of speech. That's fun, right? But do not you worry, because I have one amazing exploit that will completely break this system and probably get a lot of people banned, or maybe it won't. Maybe I'm an idiot and it doesn't actually function. Quick disclaimer, don't try this. This is against the Mojang terms of service, and if you get caught, you will get banned, and it won't be my fault because I have never done this in-game because I'm not that dumb. But if you want to do this, be my guest. I'm not going to stop you. I'm probably not the first person to discover this, and even if I didn't publish this, someone else would probably discover it and get hundreds of people banned, so it's not my fault. I'm just making sure everyone knows about it. So I'm going to explain this as clearly and concisely as I can manage. This is very confusing, but I have wrote out here a little script of something that might happen in-game, and this takes advantage of an alt that is using Gaslight and your main account that is using a modified version of the Guardian mod. Both of these are mods that exist, and the modifications to the Guardian mod should be relatively simple from what I understand. However, I have no coding knowledge whatsoever, I will admit that, so I cannot make the modifications myself, but in theory they are quite simple. So basically, Sarah is trying to get Kevin here banned, and she has an alt online that is being used for stuff. And Sarah asks Kevin if he is a Dream SMP stan, which of course we all know that Kevin is. There's no way that Kevin is not a Dream SMP stan. However, at this moment, Sarah is using Guardian to make it so that, and what Guardian does, if you are unaware, makes it so that messages you send are not directly associated with previous messages. I recommend watching the Azistral video that he made on it recently. I will leave that linked in the description if I can remember. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that name. But immediately after asking this, you use the Guardian mod to break the link, and you send a DM to your alt saying, "Are you breaking Mojang terms of service?" or any form of incriminating thing. This message does not point back to this message at all. And then, over here, you now have Guardian disabled. Your next message can now associate with your previous messages because you have disabled Guardian. This is the main issue. From what I understand, there is not any way to disable Guardian when you have it installed, but it should be relatively simple to do. And basically, you just double ask them. Be like, "Are you?" Be like, "Hello, Kevin, you there?" This message points back to this message as if this is the question you're trying to remind them to answer. This message does not point back to this message at all. And then he responds with yes, because obviously he did not see this message. He is now being peer pressure into answering whether or not he's a Dream SMP stan, and he decides to answer honestly. Good, Kevin. But now your alt reports Kevin, reporting this message, which will point to this message as if it were responding to it. And this message points to this message because you have disabled Guardian here. And as long as Kevin is not running an instance of Guardian for himself to keep himself protected, then this should look incriminating, if I'm understanding correctly, because Kevin's message can only directly point to one of your messages, and assuming there's not a ton of other messages going on in chat that could mess this up, blocking you out of the context option, which no context manipulation exploit does anything against, this should make it look like Kevin is responding yes to this incriminating piece of evidence, or it could be no in the right circumstance. Obviously, this is a very simple one. Any human would probably know that this is fake reading it, but the reason this works is because it does not say in the report that this message right here was sent as a DM to the alt. And obviously, Kevin, if this message was the last one that was sent, Kevin's yes reply would not point to anything at all, nothing. and that would be problematic, or not problematic, that would be good for Kevin. Kevin would win there, but you couldn't get him banned because it's not pointing at anything, because the last message you sent was this one, and this message, Kevin never saw the contents of it. However, you and your alt saw the contents of this message. So generally, unless I gravely misunderstood something, this is what it should look like generally. It might be a little bit weird. This took me like an hour just to put together because I wanted to format it to look nice, because yes, I'm that sort of person. I thought about just using a piece of paper, but whatever. And the reason your alt has Gaslight enabled, I'm not 100% sure if that is necessary, but no messages should be pointing back to this message, so you can safely remove this message using Gaslight, which is the only real use of the mod now that the messages have been reworked. I will not be linking to Gaslight or Guardian in the description because, disclaimer, if you do this and you are caught, you will be banned from Minecraft forever. But if you are willing to take that risk to get poor Kevin over here banned, who am I to stop you? I'm probably not the first, nor will I be the last to discover this, but I wanted to be the first to publish this publicly. So, yeah, this is my short little video explaining it. I don't know how long this video has been, but I hope you enjoyed. Go nuts, but don't, or if you do, don't say that I told you, because this is ridiculous. If this works, this could cause major havoc, and we need to hope that Mojang finds a way to fix this really quick. But anyways, thank you very so much for watching. I will see you next time. This is The Brain. Goodbye.